Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it next time. Look, you want me to do it real quick? Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on.
Y'all, this is the coach's corner, and Coach Cotton is looking very disappointed
Look,
because Coach Hadassah did not do our countdown, so we got to run it back. Yes,
we gotta run
please.
it back. I apologize, y'all. It was all me. I was enthralled in something that I'm gonna show you all, but before we start, we're gonna do this the right way. So here we go. Here we go. Hold on.
Please. Welcome to the Coach's Corner with the fabulous, phenomenal, wonderful, and amazing Coach Hadassah and myself, Coach Cotton. I hope you guys enjoyed that countdown. That's how we start the show off. Look, Coach, how are you today?
Oh my gosh, I am well. I am well. And yes, I mean that is a great way to start the show. And so I'm going to remember to do that before we go live.
Look, you don't spoil me with it. You know, I look for it now. I'm like, we gotta start the show with regular stuff. We gotta have our countdown that precedes us talking. I love it. It just, I'm so giddy for it. It never ever gets old to me. Like,
I know, right?
Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
But since we were late, would you like to show what you were showing me before we got on? Because it's beautiful.
Yes, yes. So
yes,
listen,
show that.
over here at Extreme FX Global Academy, where Bitcoin and Forex collides, we have so many just gifted and talented people
Absolutely.
in our community. And listen, because we're a community where we share wealth, right? We share wealth because that's the only way that you'll be wealthy is share the wealth with the people that you're in contact with and networking with, right? That's what we
Right.
do. So, one of our young guns, okay, Jasara, she's on the AP honor roll over here in the Young Guns, the Extreme FX Young Guns program. She's look, I love my homeschoolers, right? So she's homeschooled and she's just a budding entrepreneur. So I happen to be, on that blue app, right? On Facebook, and I saw a post where she was sewing. And I'm like, wait a minute, so Jasara over there sewing? And so she was making some handbags, Japanese knot handbags. And of course, she was selling them. And I said, well, wait, was she selling them? I can't remember if she was selling them or not or whatever, but she had a few of them there. And I was like, I want one. How much are those? Right? So her mom Jessica, that's over here as well in Extreme FX Global Academy. So she said, oh, she shared the cost, and so I said, I want one. Let me know what it is with the shipping and send me your cash app, all of that. So went on. She sent me the information. I sent it to her, and so
Okay.
it came today in the mail. Now, listen. Now I don't know if y'all
Beautiful.
know, but I like my colors. I like my colors. Okay. And so
Beautiful.
wait a minute. I have to hold on. I have to stand up. I gotta stand up.
Yeah, you gotta present it and display
Right.
it the right way.
Right. I have to display it like the best way that I possibly can. So hold on. Let me see if I could do something real quick. Let me see if this will work. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, so listen. All right. So you see as a matter of fact, let me even move my microphone out the way because Okay, so this is a Japanese knot handbag. Why they call them Japanese knot? Because right, you have this here, and then you have the strap, and you put it through, right? So
Love it.
it's the
Love
knot,
it.
right? The Japanese knot, and you put it on your shoulder, then you go ahead and look out, modeling my bag. You got your great handbag with the beautiful colors, right?
Loving it.
But the beautiful
Loving
thing
it.
about it is like the material, the fabric is so, I mean, it's really nice quality fabric and it's sturdy. And I mean, because look, my family sew and all of that. So I got two sewing machines. I ain't used one of them. But but
Don't tell nobody that, coach.
right, I ain't gonna tell nobody that. But listen, it's in there one day when I have some, I'm trying to buy back more of my time so that I can use my two sewing machines, right? Look, my son has used my sewing machines and I haven't even used them yet. I swear.
Wow.
But yeah, it's, I mean, the stitching is just, is wonderful. The stitching is wonderful. The material and the fabric is just, it's good quality. It's awesome.
It looks
Um,
beautiful too. It looks really, really
yeah.
good.
I mean, the inside, I mean, like, trust me, I inspected it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, she did such an amazing job. I mean, like, this is something that, I mean, this can easily be in stores. Everybody like Target and Target and Kohl's and your Marshalls and your stuff like that. This can easily be in Target for sale.
Right, right.
This is not even Walmart. This is Target. This is not even Target. It's Target. Okay,
Tarjay.
it's Target. This is
Yes.
Target quality. And so I just want to say shout out to Jasara. You did an amazing job on your Japanese handbag, on your creations. And I just say, listen, keep it up, right? You need to get these in stores, get you a good deal, something like that. I don't know what they do to merchant, but yeah, everybody that's watching and in the community, um, hit up Jasara and order your bag. Get your Japanese
Get your
handbag,
bag. Get
right?
your bag.
I love books, of course. I always have my books and everything near. I see myself putting, having my books here in here when I'm going and traveling or whatever, and putting my books in or whatever I would put in it. But I see myself using it for my books. But this is a good quality bag. It really, really is. And so listen, Jasara, I'm putting in another order. I'm asking, okay? Because see, here's the thing. Like when you start getting, especially, with carrying handbags and purses, like right now, this is what I do. Like this what I do, right?
Your wristlet.
My wristlet. And the reason being is because the bigger the bag, the more stuff I'm gonna put in it. And then now my shoulder. And your shoulder all stuff. So I like
It
bags
can't. Is sister cracking up back there?
that she is cracking up. Sister laugh at me all the time. you know, and so
Oh
so
my gosh.
what I am, asking for or requesting is that, when you make more bags, right? Um, can you make a bag that the strap, like this strap, is longer to where you can put it like across the shoulder, right? Like across the shoulder strap, because
Just Sarah, we got special custom
I got
requests on
special
the.
customer requests because I love this bag. I do. But then I also want one where I can put it Japanese knot across the shoulder where it hit like that so that it
I
can,
can't.
make my shoulder go so bad.
I want
But
mine long too, the same way, Jacera.
yes, and so that's all I'm asking is when you make your next batch of bags, make the strap longer so that we can do across the shoulder because this is a good bag. It is. So everybody, get your bag, get your Japanese Jacera Japanese knots. I don't know what she
Just
called it.
that
Jacera.
bag is really cute though. No, no lie, it's really cute.
Yes, I really love this bag. I really do. I really love this bag. Y'all gonna see me at boot camp with this bag.
Facts.
I'm gonna come
Oh,
in there with this bag. Oh, and I gotta get one for sister too to
I'm
put
gonna
on.
order mine too, but I want a longer strap. And could we just? I love those colors. Yeah, I like that color. I like them colors too.
Yep, yep.
I would just like a black and white one though, just Sarah, if that can be custom with the longer strap so I can crossbody. If it's
Yes.
not too
Oh
much
yes,
to ask.
Miss Faye Barnes. She said it's called a crossbody. So yes, the
Yeah,
Japanese
crossbody.
crossbody. Exactly. That's what we need. And look, because this one was it was 18, but then of course with the shipping and everything. I just sent the 25. I was like, here and work it out. I mean, like
Okay.
the shipping came, it was a little bit it was actually less than that, but I'm just like here. So if the longer strap is 25 plus the shipping, whatever, I mean you price it. I don't know. It's your business. But
Right.
I want a crossbody uh Japanese knot Jacera handbag.
Nice. We
Yeah.
said Bruce said the audio is a little bit distorted. Bruce, can you put a thumbs up if that sounds better?
On my end, is it
I'm not
me?
sure. He didn't say. He just said the reception isn't good. Bruce, if you can, just let us know if that's cleared up. But okay, so Jacera has taken up the first half of the show. Okay, good. Ebony says, "Thank you, Ebony." She says, "Mine is fine. I appreciate that."
Okay.
And let me make this announcement really quickly, you guys. Hey, you guys, in my Tony's voice. If you're not watching on YouTube or if you have not had the opportunity to subscribe to the Coach's Corner's YouTube, please run over there and let's watch it on that platform. And then if you don't have a YouTube or if you're not sure how to access the YouTube, we do have the links in the Telegram chat rooms as well. I have posted it in the Facebook chat. But we want you to watch us wherever you are. But we like to bring everyone over to our YouTube channel. And remember, don't just watch it on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. You guys are amazing. So, Jacera again has taken up the 15 minutes of half of the Coach's Corner show, but it was warranted because that bag is too cute. But, Coach, today we are talking about being teachable and coachable. And Jacera probably has a lot to do with this conversation because she not only had to learn how to make this beautiful Japanese hand knot handbag, but she also trades with the youth entrepreneurship program with the young guns. So she's actually a great lead for this topic because you have to be willing to be teachable and coachable. So, Coach, are you ready to jump into it today?
Oh yes, yes. You know that this is a great topic. We talk about this often. Right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes. So what did look go ahead, coach, because you brought out some great points earlier. And I was just like, yes, all of that.
Awesome. Okay. I'm over here tagging and telling a friend. I'm over here multitasking on all these chat platforms. That's why I need y'all to be in one place because I'm trying to comment everything in Facebook, YouTube, the Telegram. Y'all, I ain't got enough fingers and toes to do all this. So, but anyway. Hey, Rodney C. Burvis, our other great professional business coach, Rodney C. Burvis, and all of you guys who joined us. So being teachable. So let's get into it. Are you willing? The first thing when it comes down to becoming teachable and coachable, because you will always, I believe, you will be becoming, because being teachable and coachable never should end. Like this should be ongoing, reoccurring for your life. You will never know it all. You will never have all the resources. Someone's gonna always have to come in and impart and pour into you, even if you know the skill set or the subject in and out. If you've been in the industry for 20 plus years and you feel like you have a handle on it, there is still someone out there who may know a little bit more than you. And we have to be willing to open ourselves up to be taught, to be coached, to be mentored. The Coach's Corner is all about doing that. And Coach Hadassah and myself, we want to make sure that the first thing is that everyone is open to being coached and taught, because you can never stop learning, right? And so that's the first step to being teachable and coachable. You want to be willing to learn from people who may know more than you, or someone who may have a different idea, a different perspective, and be open. Not necessarily that you have to agree with it and go along with it, but they may can help you out and give you more information, because this is what it's about. We're gaining information, so we don't ever want to be the ones who impedes our own growth. We want to grow, right, Coach?
Yes, yes, that is facts.
Facts.
That is definitely facts. And so with it's like with that, with being teachable. Let me take these glasses off. It's crazy, hurting my eyeballs. Um with being teachable and coachable, or coachable and teachable. Of course, we're coaches by profession, right? And so,
Right.
it's just something like I was sharing with Coach earlier, that, and I can't remember where I heard this from, because I'm always learning, right? I am always a
Mhm.
student. And it doesn't matter who I'm learning from, whether it's my peers, or those who are younger or more inexperienced, or those who are
Mhm.
more experienced and have wisdom. You can learn from anything and anybody, or if you're always open to learning, and being a student. So I remember hearing this, that we have to we have to be, how was this said? Like, say for instance, let's just say mentorship, right? Well, there will be those who we mentor, right? And
Right.
then there are those who are our peers in mentorship. And then there are those who mentor us, right? And so, and
Absolutely.
we should have those three at all times, because when you're teaching or coaching, you're learning, right?
Absolutely.
When you're interacting and things like that with your peers, you're still learning,
Right.
right? And then of course, when it's a teacher or a mentor to you who has more experience, again, you're still learning, and you're gleaning from their wisdom and
Right.
experience and whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm I often, I think many of us can agree with this, where we run into those who are, you know, they just know, they've been doing this or that or whatever for a long time, and so you can't tell them nothing, and you're preaching to the choir, or
Mhm.
whatever. And as soon as I hear stuff like that, I stop, right?
Right.
Because that is just a sign that that person has shut themselves off from receiving more, or receiving
Absolutely.
anything. And you stunt your growth. You really do. You stunt your growth. Like, say for instance, we're here, right? We're in Extreme FX Global Academy. And although, um like say for instance when I started, well, when 4X was introduced to me, it was about 2018. I had been hearing about it, but I joined a company in 2018, like before my children did or anything like that, right? And so, that company wasn't a great fit for me. And
Mhm.
so, I deep dived in and I saw what I saw, whatever. And then I was like, okay, this education is for me, but this platform and these people or whatever, not for me. And so, hey, I know how to move or whatever. So anyway, a year later, I mean, like exactly a year later, my daughter she came to me and introduced the same company actually, but she had been studying it on her own and decided to
Mhm.
get in with the group of people, because that's the best way to learn, and not just like isolating yourself and thinking you're going to do it yourself or whatever, because it takes you longer, right, to where you can, there go Barack. And so where it takes you longer. And so like I said, it was my daughter. And so now I could have been like, oh, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, all of that type of stuff. But I did let her know. I said, well, you know I've been in that particular company, and so I don't want to go that route, but I do support what it is that you're doing.
Right.
And so it was some months later where she came back around to me again, and she's like, okay, we rolled into, our team went with another company, and you'll like it, and it's this and it's that. And when she
Mhm.
said that, and I heard everything pretty much lined up, I said, okay, send me your link. She didn't have to do a whole bunch of, okay, send me your link. Now, here's the thing about it. Again, this is my daughter, right? And so she had learned the skill set where she knew more than I did, but I didn't shut myself off from learning just because she was my daughter. If anything,
Right.
from her, right? And then, vice versa, where she could have learned from me as far as the experience in this particular in the network marketing industry, right?
Mhm.
So we were both learning from each other in that sense. And then when my son, of course, Ryan, we put him into the program. He deep dived in to where he's like a sponge and picked it up to where he's knowledgeable about a lot of things, and not only just the book knowledge or whatever, but what he's experienced with deep diving in. So guess what? I'm learning from a 17-year-old, right?
Wow. Right. Right.
Learning from both of my children. That takes humility to do that, because
Absolutely.
right? I mean, I could easily be like, "Oh, you can't tell me nothing because I'm older and I'm your mother," and all of that kind of stuff, and you won't learn anything. Like, I
And it's
look,
right.
I want these children to teach me this doggone TikTok, right?
Absolutely right, right. Because you know what, coach? Because in some areas, especially with the way times have changed, they know a little bit more than the older or the more seasoned, quote unquote, adults. They
Yeah,
can get things quicker. They can pick it up, learn it faster. Their minds move quicker. They operate on a different frequency than we do. And so sometimes, I like the fact that you brought that point out, that even if it's someone who may be younger than you, or your subordinate, or you may feel like you even have more life experience than them, but to be willing to allow them to teach you something, which brings us to point two, which is allowing it to happen. Not only do we have to be willing, like we talked about in point one, but you got to allow that to happen. We got to let that pride go. And you brought up a great word, which the term was humility. It takes a level of maturity and for someone to humble themselves to say, hey, teach me this, show me how to do it. With the young guns in this with the Extreme FS Global Academy, I run to them. I'm like, look, I ain't got time to be playing with my old mind because some of this stuff looks so foreign to me, and they look like they could pick up a new language tomorrow and be speaking Greek and Spanish. So I go to them. Why? Because they can teach it to us. So you can impede your growth and development when you're not open, when you don't allow, just because that person's age or just because of that person's race. You may not think that someone from another culture, another country can come and show you something. No, you need to bring in some diversity into your life to open yourself up to be taught, because we don't know what their level of experience is in this. Like I said, with the young guns, them young kids, they young guns for a reason, because they can operate quick. They can pick the stuff up. You got Ryan. I would go to Ryan in a heartbeat. I would go to Jasera in a heartbeat, or Zahara. Why? Because they get it. And I'm like, I don't. So can you help me get this so I can get to my goal? Because that's what the point is, coach. We're trying to reach a certain goal. We're trying to reach a level. And if you allow pride, right, to set in because you feel like you cannot be coached or taught by someone who may be younger than you, someone who may not have the life experiences that you had, then here you are just refusing to be taught, and that's not being teachable and coachable. You want to always put yourself in a position to learn from someone else, to learn from other people, or to even, if you're gonna do it on your own, then get in the books. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember we had King Pip last week, and he said he was so excited when the founders brought in Mr. Fabulous. Why was he excited? Because not only has he been teaching this skill set to himself and to other students, and he's been learning it and dedicated his time to learn this skill set of trading, now there is someone else who can come and pour into him, who can impart their information, their wisdom to him. And it's exciting when you open yourself up and be receptive to learning. We struggle with pride, and we don't get into pride, but it's just a big topic when we're talking about being teachable and coachable, because we got to learn how to let that die down. We got to learn how to remove that pride and allow the humility to overtake that and overwhelm the pride, so that we can be receptive to development, right, or improvement, the criticisms, right? Sometimes you need someone to simply tell you the truth. Sometimes you need someone to come and say to you, hey girl, hey sis, that ain't working, right? And it may not be the delivery you like so much, but if the delivery gets you to the point of whatever they said and the message that they're trying to get to you, we need to put the delivery to the side and say, hey, I needed to hear that. That's going to help me improve. What you think about that, coach? What you think about that?
I mean, listen, look, you already know what I think about that. You already know what I think about that. I mean, it's true. It's facts. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and we don't. I want to touch on that when you talked about the delivery.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
hey Dynamite, we got the
listen.
Mr.
Oh
Adrian Dynamite
yes.
Sloan joining us today. One of our
Yes.
co-founders. Lovely to see our founders join the Coach's Corner tonight.
Yes, it is. So I definitely got to highlight this point. And, Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan, our CFO and co-founder that's in the building. Look, thank you for joining in on the Coach's Corner, because I know, he serial entrepreneur. So for him to be able to take a little time out to join us on the Coach's Corner, then, that's awesome. But, even he said, he learns from our young guns. And the youth all the time. We have to have our ear open to the youth, because here's the thing. We're, just like I explained with that, you have the mentee, and then you're like, they're right there in the middle, and then the mentors, like,
right.
We're building a world and leaving it for them. So we need to have our ear open to hear them, because they have input. They can really give us input on the world that we are, working so hard and grinding and everything,
right,
to say we want to leave them a legacy. Well, how are we leaving them a legacy without their input?
It won't happen. And most times, coach, their input makes our relevancy irrelevant because things are changing so fast, and we're not removing what's traditional, we're not removing the principle of the law, but there has been now a new innovative way that these younger adults know how to do it. So
Right.
we need the input, we need for them to step up and say, hey, how you've been doing it is great, but there's a better way, there's
There's
a
a right
quicker way,
because
we
there's
can reach the
exactly.
mountaintop much faster doing it like this. But then you have those people who will say, you don't know nothing, you young. And they try to silence the voice of someone younger. But then that just shows the immaturity in you not being teachable or being coachable.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Yeah.
coach, because I like that point you
Yeah.
was driving home. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I just had to
So,
jump. That was too good. I had
I know.
to.
But yeah, but I mean, but that right there, that was pretty much it. Where we just, we need to have their input, on what it is that
Absolutely.
we're building, because they will be the ones that benefit from it, and they
Yes.
are the
Yes.
ones that have to continue to, carry on, live in it. But then also they must improve upon that for, future generations that will come up behind them. We're just passing the torch.
Absolutely.
So, if we want them to be teachable and coachable, we have to be
Yes.
teachable and coachable, because that's that. Who was I talking to you today about that with the mirror? No, that was Ryan. We were having this conversation about the mirror neurons and things like that. We started homeschool today, so we had a good homeschool day today.
Oh,
It
I'm
was,
loving it already.
man,
Look.
it was awesome. And why was it awesome? Because we were all sitting here at the table. We had our laptops, and and we started off with the personal development. And
Okay.
on our platform, I'm like, listen, 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 listen. I cannot thank you founders enough for what you all put
Yes.
together. When I say that this platform is the answer to my prayers as a homeschool mom, that, look, we do a lot as homeschoolers, trying to put curriculum together and this and that and
Right.
all these things, and it's like the thing that was needed the most is what is in this platform. And it just makes, I mean, so far it has made my our homeschool uh day, at least day one, just, it was like a breeze. We started at about 7:50 or so, because of course we were in the New York session and everything. And then afterwards they got set up with their trading view, all that good stuff. But then we rolled into the personal development. And
Wow.
man, it was just awesome. And that was the kind of stuff that I was just trying to pull together, but live at the same time and take care of this and that and the other. And y'all did it.
The
Right, y'all
platform
did
is amazing. Look,
It's
I don't even
amazing.
have kids, so I can only imagine being a homeschool mother, teaching your kids a solid foundation curriculum that I mean, all glory go to God, but we need to brag a little bit that you had the wisdom, right? From your daughter who brought you into a platform like this, and then you got connected with the founders to get access. People don't even
Right,
understand how serious having access is, and having the
right,
information. You had to listen to your daughter forex and trading that brought you and led you to this company to now be on a platform that offers so much. I mean, from personal
so much.
development to financial literacy to learning a skill set that can never, ever, ever be taken away from you once you learn this skill set, and it's not going anywhere. But then also teaching legacy building and generational wealth. Your kids would never, and not just your kids, other kids are not getting this in the public school system or a charter school system or a private school system. They're not teaching this because they have their own curriculum. But you have the advantage, which is what being teachable and coachable gives you an advantage, right? Because you have the access and the openness to be improved upon, right? And this
Right.
platform offers all of that value that you cannot get anywhere. And now your kids can now teach their kids, and their kids can teach their kids, and it just goes on for generation after generation after generation. So much so, the 40 years out is when the wealthy is planning. 40 years out, and your children are in a platform being homeschooled by their mother with a platform and a curriculum that will go upon generations and generations. That alone, everybody that's watching should be asking, how do I join? where do I go?
Look,
Because
I'm
you
like,
got to understand the value in it. It's not just about trading. Trading is the product. We teach you a skill set here, and we have master educators that give their time, their knowledge, and their wisdom to get you to a level. But the real deal is the value inside the platform. If you have not unlocked your back office, if you're not back there, you are really missing the core root of Extreme FX Global Academy. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm a coach, so y'all know I got a coach. You got to be open and willing to learn, hear what I'm saying to you.
yes. And then
So
look,
Jessica, go. If you've
look,
been with Extreme for 7 months and you ain't looked in your back office and you don't even know we're talking about personal development or value, because it's okay. Start today, right?
start today. And look, Jessica, because she's a homeschool mom, right? And so you all, you saw in the beginning where
Yes.
I was, I look, if y'all came in a little late, y'all missed me modeling my my bag, my Japanese knot bag from Josiah
Look,
Japanese knots.
just there you go. Sarah's Japanese handbag.
Knots. Handbag. But listen, she's a homeschooler. That's homeschool, and so Jessica, she just said, it's a key factor in their homeschool as well. I mean, listen, you can't beat it. And all I know is that as a homeschooler, I have, and I don't want to get too much off topic, but we've paid for many different homeschooling platforms. And listen, this right here, you talking about the bang for the buck. Like, oh my God, I've paid for stuff that was more, but didn't have an inkling of the value that this has.
Right.
Seriously. So, I mean, I can't wait for what's more in store, because there is. But here's the thing. What if I was that parent that was like, to my daughter, because it wouldn't even been opened up to Ryan, right? My daughter, where it was like, oh, been there, done that. They've been there, done that attitude, and not opened up and not listened and not, then I wouldn't even be here. Like, we wouldn't, I mean, I don't know, you might have been doing a coach's corner, but I wouldn't be here. I mean, and so
no, let's not, because had my brother not brought me into it, I know I wouldn't be doing this. And then had I not came to the platform to connect with you, I wouldn't have been doing this. I would have been like still coaching on my own.
right.
Without the tribe. Without my tribe,
without the tribe. And so, again, that's just that opening up to be, receptive and coachable, and teachable and things like that. So what was the next point, right? Because
the last point we had, I told you earlier, if the spirit is leading, I sit down, I humble myself real quick, and I let it go, because that homeschooling that should be the next topic on the Coach Corner, because it's so paramount to what we have on this platform with Extreme. So that was needed. It was necessary. But the last point today, you guys, is application. And I'm going to give a story because, like I said, it hit home with me, for me being a coach, for me being a mentor, and for me being a student, right? I've been in a subordinate position, so I've had the opportunity to experience this point from both sides in this application. So we were at boot camp, and one of our master educators made the comment that he was a little bit disappointed because we should have been further along than we were if we had been with him consistently, training with him and being taught by him. And it broke my heart because I've experienced that. And so, what you want to do in the spirit of being coachable and teachable is to apply what you're learning. It does two things. It allows you to measure your growth and development, but it also allows that instructor, that mentor, that coach, that teacher, whoever is instructing you, to see your level of development and that you have an understanding of what's being taught to you. You must apply it. There is no other measurement, no other way to see unless you perform. And me and my mama, a while back, we went at it, y'all. Me and Mama Cotton, we went at it because she had a conversation with another person who told my mama that she was not teachable. And oh my God, Mama Cotton was offended. When I tell y'all that pride thing rose up, she was offended. And then she was on the defense from there on out. So if you mention to her and say, I'm not teachable, you liable to get beat up, right? Thank God that she has got it under subjection and submission. But it was a hard lesson. But the thing about it is, there's no measurement. She was not applying. And so what the person said was true from their perspective. Why? Because they could not see her performance, that she understood what she was learning. We have to apply what we are being taught when you say that you are teachable and coachable. If you don't put any application or implementation into it, there's no way for you to know if you're developing or growing. There's no way for your mentor to know if you're developing or growing. And so then most mentors and coaches and teachers and instructors, what do? We take it so serious that your development is important, that you grow, that now we'll hold ourselves accountable because we think now there's a breakdown in the communication. There may be a misunderstanding in the curriculum. When Megan Lynch, the legend maker, is saying bill, and we trust her because she's a master distributor, and when she doesn't see the growth in the company, it makes her question herself. Ask me how I know. Why? Because if it's not being applied and performed, there is no way we can know the growth of the company. There's no way we can know if you have retained, applied, and performed to the best of your ability what you have been taught. Now, Coach, take this because you know I can run with this ball till Jesus come back. I will run with that ball. Look, all the way. Look, Jessica say, leave Mama Cotton alone. Jessica, I'm gonna send her down to Mississippi. Right. Don't play with me. You know how she is.
And then this is a bit off topic, but I want to make sure I make this connection. I'm not sure if Louisa Caesar she's on YouTube right now. She is actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it up here, right? She's asking how can she obtain the Jacera's Japanese, not handbag, right? Because she missed the introduction, so she wants.
Do you have a link, Coach?
I don't have a link, but I know Jacera's mom, Jessica, is on here. So, Jessica, if you want to put that information down in the comment section so I can connect you two, or if you put that information down in the comment section, then I can highlight it here so that everyone can know how to get their
Jacera's Japanese handbag.
Right? Okay. All right. Because awesome. we look, our Extreme FX Global Academy Young Guns, they're doing their thing, right? And so we want to make sure that we support them. All right.
Absolutely.
Yes. So so Jessica, please put that information in the in the comment section so I can highlight it for Louisa and our viewers to find out how they can purchase the bag. All right. Look, and we're not asking for any percentages or anything like that.
Right. Right. This is all profit.
Right. Right. Okay, here we go. Boom. There you go. That anyone can email Jasara at jasara.renette@gmail.com. There you go. All right.
Awesome.
So, Okay, so where were we at? Because you had ran, you took off, you was
Yo, yeah,
running.
you know, I remember that about the application, and so you can measure, you know, your level of growth and development, and so also your instructor can know that if you are
Yeah.
understanding and retaining the information that's being provided, you know,
Yes, yes.
in summary.
Look, that part. And then we are going to close this out because that part is so that's point three, right?
Yeah, that was the last point. Yes, ma'am.
All right, all right. Okay, I just want to make sure. Because that part right there is key. It really,
Yes.
really is because um just like she said, we can sit here as as coaches, as teachers, I mean, shoot, even as parents, you know when you're giving your all, right, and you're
Yeah.
pouring like everything that it is that you have, and you know that it works, you know that it's valuable, you know that you've seen results because this is what you
Mm-hmm.
live and you do, right, and you get these results. You've made the mistakes and the pitfalls and all of these kind of things, and you came up and you came out and all of
Yes.
that. And so you're able to share the knowledge and the wisdom, and and it's like, hey, don't turn that corner, because when you turn that corner, this is what's there. I mean, just
Right.
all of those things to where it it takes away that learning curve. And then
Right.
for the students, or the coaching clients, or the children, or those who are to be learning
Mm-hmm.
or being coached, when they don't show up and when they don't apply,
Preach that. Yes.
right?
Yes.
It is, I know for myself, I take it personal. I do. I take it personal. And this is why, me, as well as, everybody in this or whatever that I just mentioned, we're giving 100%
Mm-hmm.
everything, right? All of this energy. And it's like it's going to waste. Time and energy is going to waste. And then it makes us question ourselves of like, am I do you know am I teaching this correctly? Am I, you know
Right.
because anybody that those that do self-reflect and just don't think, oh, I know everything, or whatever. The first thing that we do is check ourselves first before we start pointing the
Mm-hmm.
finger at everybody else, right? Many people don't do that. It's always
Right.
somebody else. They don't go and say, okay, what did I do in this situation? you know what is it that I need to correct, so
Mm-hmm.
that maybe I can deliver it differently, or I can do this approach or whatever. But when you've done all of the approaches that you can possibly do, sometimes it's just, and we've resolved that within ourselves too, as
Mm-hmm.
coaches, as teachers, as parents, as whatever, that sometimes people just don't show up.
Right.
Sometimes people just don't, they don't commit. We talked about that earlier, commitment. You know,
Absolutely.
they don't commit. They are the ones that just, they're wasting their time, which means that they're
Mm-hmm.
wasting everybody else's time and energy. And it get to a point, because I know this is where I am, and nobody gonna waste my time, energy, or money. Because to
Facts.
me, I understand that energy translates to money on a material, plane or level. So I won't
Right.
allow my energy to be wasted. As soon as it smell like it,
Shut it
I'm
down.
stopping. You know what I'm saying? I'm shutting down.
Absolutely.
I'm stopping. I refuse to, right? And so, you know but on that side though, that's what we do. We always go back into and perfect and things like that. And so, it's um for those of you who would be coached and taught, and look, and children, and
Right.
even elders, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, 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 with all due respect and all of that, be coachable, be
Yes.
teachable, open up, receive. Um, and just like I say in the scriptures, he said, how, how would we enter into the kingdom of heaven and things like that? What did he say? Didn't he say, be as children? Be as children,
Yes, he did.
right? You can't unless you as children, because, and the reason why that was brought up, or a child was being used in that sense, is because children have this natural curiosity where they
Mm-hmm.
want to know. They ask
Right.
questions, right? And they ask questions because they truly want to know. They truly desire to learn. Because the minute that you stop learning, the minute that you stop being curious and asking questions, you're dead.
Right.
You're dead. You stunt your own growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
You stunt your own growth and development, in anything that is not continuing to grow eventually dies. And
Mm-hmm.
then you see yourself in this place where you're not moving forward in life, and all of that, and then you start feeling resentment and bitter and angry and snappy and all of that to
Yes.
people, when it was you.
Gotta have some responsibility and accountability.
Right,
I
you got to
100%
be
agree.
accountable and responsible,
Yes.
for all of that. And so, you know I mean, there's no other way for me to deliver that message but like that, right? And I'm not
That's
apologizing
it.
about it. you know i'm I'm not, right? Um and here's another thing too that happens, as far as health is concerned. When we stop learning, and this is why, like, I used to watch my grandmother. She would always look, and it's so funny because I have one right here. I got a whole box of them, right? You see this Sudoku
Sudoku.
and little crossword puzzles and stuff. You get these from the Dollar Tree. And I'd be wondering,
Mm-hmm.
like, my grandmother would always do that. And she told me that she buys these and she do these because she was like, just it helps the mind stay,
Stay
hot
sharp.
down and sharp and things like that. And
Yeah.
right now today, oh my gosh, let me tell you, my grandmother, she is she will be, how old will she be? Not 32, 22. She gonna have a Z. She be nine. Will she be 90? I think she'll be 90. Yes, she will be 90 this year.
Mm-hmm.
No, not this year. She'll be 90 next year.
Mm.
20. Yeah. So she'll be 89 this year. And just still as sharp as a tack and everything. Mentally.
Wow.
My grandmother she became a ward of the state at 3 years old, in and out of different foster homes, and suffered some abuse, stuff like that in those different foster homes. And yeah, certain things. They grew up in the projects, lived that crazy kind of life. And I mean, just a whole, hit by a bus, knocked off the curb at like 60, 70 years old. I mean,
Oh
just,
wow.
and she's and still living, kicking, and in perfect health as for her age, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, what do you do? I know two things that she does. She don't stay somewhere where it's gonna stress her out, and she keep her mind sharp by doing stuff like this. When you don't, you know what happens? Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that set
Mm-hmm.
in.
Absolutely.
That's what happens. So you have to be teachable, you have to be coachable, you have to continue to learn. And it's even something else that they said with that I saw come across in the study. You start to kind of lose your hearing too.
Wow.
When you Because that's the first thing. Can kind of start to lose your hearing, then dementia sets in and things like that, because the mind, the brain it's what's that word I'm looking for? It's like atrophying. And I was like, whoa, that's something else.
That's
So
deep.
always remain a student, always be teachable,
Yes.
always be coachable. And with our academy and with our business building, you will not find anything like it anywhere. You won't.
Period.
Not at this level, not at this level. So if you're here, all I can say is stay on the boat, take your seat, get comfortable, and put your seatbelt on
Yes.
and go for the ride and remain teachable and coachable and just do the simple things like the system, a 7-step
Mm-hmm.
system, get in your academy, attend the live sessions, study, right? And go through that personal development, right? Learn to be a professional in this. Many of you have given 2 years to an associate's degree, 4 years to a bachelor's degree, 6 years to a master's degree, maybe even 8 years to a PhD for something that you may or may not have a job in, or they'll let you go in a heartbeat or whatever. And if you put that
Right.
same level of commitment to yourself and your growth in this
Mm-hmm.
particular space, it will pay you handsomely in all areas of your life
Yes.
within a year or less, because we've seen it already.
Absolutely.
And that's all I got to say.
I think that's all that need to be said. Well, you guys, we appreciate all of your support. Remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel with the Coaches Corner. Also, catch us on social media platforms. If you go back and watch the replay, the playback, remember the hashtag replay so that we know that you caught it, and still subscribe and like to the Coaches Corner YouTube channel. We thank you guys for supporting us and joining us on each Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Coach's Corner with the wonderful Coach Hadassah and myself, Coach Cotton, where we help you get to your next level. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a good week.
Peace.